This is going to be a short video on Jesus Christ teaching, chapter 15, verse 11. Here, Jesus is saying that it is not what you put in your mouth that defiles you, that it is what comes out of your mouth. For whatever you put in your mouth goes into your belly and then out into the draft, meaning the toilet. Now, he said it is what comes out of your mouth. Now, this means then that he is drawing the conclusion and inferring to us that what goes in your mouth goes in your body, and what comes out of your mouth comes from your mind. And you got to remember that whatever comes out of your mind comes from what you put into your mind. So, in other parts of the Bible it is said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Now you can only think on what you put into your mind. You cannot think from what you put into your mouth. So even when you put food into your mouth, to appreciate the taste, it has to go into your mind, and then you actually taste the food with your mind, if you understand about how the mind works. So, I have people who come to me and they are more concerned with what they put into the mouth. And you keep telling them about the mind and what you should put into your mind and what you should seek first. This is why I believe Jesus said, seek first the kingdom of heaven. He didn't say seek first good food. He didn't say seek first expensive food. He didn't say seek first food that is served in gourmet restaurants. He said seek first the kingdom of heaven. And that is putting into your mind the teachings of the kingdom of heaven. And just as we need food for our bodies, and for the food to go into our bodies, we need to put it into our mouth. And you also need food for your mind. And to put food for your mind, soul, and heart, you need to use your eyes and your ears to read and to listen, and your limbs to write out what you have learned in order to feed the mind. Now look at what mankind feeds the mind. He feeds the mind about wickedness, and when we worry over trials, tribulations, and persecutions, we feed the mind negative thoughts, and not to mention hate, anger, bitterness, resentment. Then we feed the mind academics of all sorts, medicine, law, engineering, BA, MA, MSc, PhDs, and all that, and politics. And we criticize one another in politics. We write columns in the newspaper and we criticize, and we always know everything and all the solutions, but never before the event, always after the event. So Jesus' message is to tell us, listen fellas, it is about what you feed your mind. It is not about what you feed your body. But you need to put things in your mouth in order for it to reach to the body, And you need to use your eyes and your ears in order to give food to the mind. So he was drawing a comparison between the body and the mind. For it was said that by Paul, the only way you can be transformed is by the renewal of your mind. And the mind of Christ must be in you. And he said that you should love God with your mind, with your soul, and with your heart. Now, your soul and heart are parts of the mind. Likewise, the mind itself. So, we think, and we speak, and we write, and we do all this with information from the mind. Now, what we should be doing is trying to understand the mind and find out the best sets of food that we should put into our mind. Now, Paul addressed that and he said, you should think on things that are true, just, pure, lovely, and of good report and decent. Now, the Word of God, the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Gospel of the Kingdom of Heaven and Righteousness, address all these attributes. And it is true, it is just, it is pure, it is lovely, and it is of good report. So, I am making the observation, and I am saying to you that you should be more concerned with what you put into your mind and not as much what you put into your mouth. Of course, you're going to wash the food and the fruits and wash your hands before you eat. Nothing wrong with that. But we are too much concerned with what we put into our mouth, and we should be more concerned with what we put into our mind. So, this is my message to you, and I want you to think about it and look at Matthew chapter 15 verse 11. It is said that it is more important what you put into your mind than what you put into your mouth. And it is said too that as you sow, so shall you reap. Okay, good.